How you doing?
What is up, people?
I'm not gonna say your first and last name.
Shannon Green.
What's up, Shannon Green? Curtis Smith.
What's up, man?
Johnny
Welcome.
Campbell.
Shut up.
My bad.
And welcome to That Kind of Love podcast number 6. Can you wave to these people here real quick? Appreciate it.
Bow.
It's so far away, like I can't see anything. But anyway, welcome to That Kind of Love podcast number 6 / Facebook Live. Also, it's so weird because we're doing it and looking at it on here.
It's not weird.
It is weird. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, if you don't know, but you should know because you're on my Facebook. I'm Logan. This is Trey.
What's that?
For the podcast people, it's Logan and Trey.
Word.
As usual, per usual, because that's how we do, and this is what we does.
This is my wife.
He's my husband. And today is Sunday, and we had a marvelous Sunday. Did y'all have a marvelous Sunday?
It was tiring for me.
I'm actually not even gonna lie. We did not have a marvelous Sunday.
We got a lot. Well, we didn't get a lot of stuff done. We hung out with family and friends, so that was good.
But I'm talking about before all that.
It was just church.
Before that.
We woke
So
up.
I was mad at Trey today, y'all.
For what?
Because you made me wear heels today, and my feet was hurting.
Oh my gosh.
Is that all you got?
Yes.
That's all you got. We like to keep it real with the people. I was mad at him today.
Cause she
Period.
wearing heels.
Period.
And then
I wanted to wear tennis shoes, and you was like, "No, you wear heels." I was like, "But my feet hurt." He was like, "I don't care."
I didn't say I don't care.
What you say?
I say wear them anyway. We going to church. You got to be presentable. You cannot be wearing tennis shoes all the time.
I can wear what I want to. You know why? Because Jesus loves me anyway.
He does.
And I can wear heels or tennis shoes.
That's right.
And it don't matter.
That's right. But this time you wore heels.
No, you made me wear heels.
I didn't make you do anything.
So if I didn't wear heels, you were going to be salty
Yes.
all day?
Yes.
And pouty?
Yes. But that don't mean that I'm making you do something.
Yeah, you are.
Because I tell you to do a lot of things and you don't do it.
Like what?
I tell you to wash my clothes.
No,
I
you
tell
don't.
you to wash the dishes. I tell you to go buy me stuff.
And I buy you stuff.
Barely.
You
do buy me stuff.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, liar. Anyway.
You say get her in check.
Bye. Get off.
That's right. You're supposed to listen to me. And you're supposed
don't let my
to
little cousin get you in trouble.
Yeah, you're supposed to listen to me.
Anyway, we'll see.
Hard-headed.
We'll see how long that lasts. But anyway, y'all, welcome to our podcast. Well, my podcast, and he's just here.
It's hot in here.
You wasn't hot 2 seconds ago when I said it was hot. You was like, no.
Well, you talking now.
Shut up. Anyway, so today's episode is about expectations in relationships. Quite frankly, this topic has came up more than once this past week. Talking with a few people and then just seeing, different social media stuff.
Really?
What?
Really, Bree?
Oh.
She always called me that. Yeah.
But I can't see that. I told you on the line. That is so
You don't have your contacts?
Yes, but that is so far away. Like I can barely see that.
Just go ahead.
Anyways, but this topic has come up a few times. What am I doing? A few times this week, and I thought it'd be a great topic to talk
Valencia?
about.
How you doing?
I thought it'd be a great topic to talk about because, one, this is a topic that can help people who are trying to get into relationships, and this will help people who are already in relationships. Usually our topics kind of go, one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's like if you're not in a relationship, it kind of doesn't pertain to you. Then if it's like, if you are, hey girl. But if you are, then it doesn't really pertain to you either. So this was a good topic. And it was just one of those what happens when you realize that the person you want to be with doesn't have the same expectations of what a relationship is than you do. So, for example, like if you have the expectation for your partner to always call you. So every day I need some type of communication. Texting will be fine, but I need to hear your voice. I want to talk to you every day. Mm-hmm. And the other person's like, nah, that's too much.
I barely talk to my mama. What made you think I want to talk to you every day?
And I guess like just figuring out how to make that balance work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But I guess we can start with some expectations for your partner. So Trey, what was like for us? Let's kind of bring us into it. What are some expectations for you? Like realistic or non-realistic? Like before, like right when we started dating, like it could be obnoxious or not. But like, what was some expectations?
I don't know, because the only thing that I'm thinking of is what we had to change in the beginning, or what you had to change in the beginning.
What?
Your attitude.
So your expectation was for me not to have attitude.
Not necessarily attitude, but more so about like the ability to adjust and to change. Like if I were to tell you that I didn't like something, I wanted to see, like, it was an expectation of me to, like, from me to you, that you would be able to accept change. Yeah,
adjust.
If I feel a certain way about something, then I would need you, or I'm expecting you to respond to that, or at least we have a conversation about it so we can find a medium point. So I had to find that out first. That was like one of my first expectations.
First of all, you lying because your face. No, not lying about the expectation. I'm talking about lying about we'll find a middle ground. No, you just want me to do what you wanted me to do.
Well, your attitude was stank.
You just wanted me to do.
You had a stank attitude.
You just wanted me to do what you wanted me to do, which is fine. I totally get it. Yeah. I guess one of my expectations was the communication thing.
It's coming soon. We're gonna be on TV soon, so we're working on that. I'm gonna need you to call me. She said, I'm not your mother, so I'm gonna need you to call me. I had a boyfriend that wasn't very vocal and didn't like to talk on the phone. And as you can see, I used to. Oh, okay, yeah. So she basically said she ain't with him no more because he wasn't very vocal.
Well, yeah, and that brings up a good point that we'll kind of get towards the end about having these expectations for people and knowing your own deal breakers.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you do have to compromise with stuff or, see where things go. Because sometimes people need to learn you and learn, how to be in relationships or how to do certain things. But then, you also can't get too crazy.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all just started getting together,
I need
it's kind of weird, but...
I need you to come to my house every day.
Every day. I need to see your face. I need you to put me on Find My Friends. Like, I need to know where you at and what you're doing. Like, it's crazy stuff like that, but...
He said, I don't talk on 4-1s.
What?
I don't get it. How you doing, Miss Cavada?
Curtis, what are you talking about? We don't know this new lingo.
Hey, Ashley.
We don't know this new lingo you
4-1s.
Kids talk about.
4-1s. 4-1.
But yeah, I mean, it's just about having small expectations because there are people in this world who've never been in relationships before, so they don't know how to operate. Haven't
been in a proper relationship, like a real relationship.
Well, yeah, you can say that too. I mean, in different relationships for different people, stuff happens. But I think
pronounce. He said, I think he mean phone. Because he probably misspelled it. Phone. I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, all that. How you doing, Cousin Brandy?
But, dang, where was I at? I totally forgot.
You were just in the
we're talking about, we're talking about, like, expectations for your partner. And everybody has different expectations. For me, like I was saying, it was more so of, I would like to speak to you every day. Mm-hmm. And not just through text, like actually hear your voice, talk to you type situation. I don't have to see you every day.
And you know what's crazy? Like, we've literally talked every day since we hooked up. Like, that's for 6 years. 360. I ain't got a calculator.
I mean, ain't nobody got time. I mean, but that's the thing about it. We weren't dating to just look at each other. We were dating for the purpose of marriage. Mm-hmm. So usually, what people get misconstrued is that they want to be in relationships, and then when you tell them, "Oh, I expect to talk to you or see you, every other day," they're like, "Nah, that's too much." And I'm like, "Well, what you thought marriage was gonna be? You thought I was gonna just see you sometime?
You go over there, I go over there.
Like, we're gonna be together all the time. Like, I'm going to see you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, don't tell me you're a person who needs space. Like, don't be like, I just saw you yesterday. No. Okay, like, you're gonna see me forever. Like, if we get to that point.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. This is why we shouldn't eat before we do these things.
Dirty. Let's go. Well, so what Bree said when she met her husband at first, he was talking about he didn't want to get married. But then as time progressed, she did express herself that she wanted to get married, but she wasn't going to force it.
Yeah.
So I guess, I'm kind of jumping.
No, you're fine. Go.
But I guess that's a good part of kind of letting people know in the beginning, because you just first met, you ain't be like, look, I'm trying to get married. You know, you scare some guys off with that one.
Like, what?
Yeah, but I think that was a good way to do it. You know, that's a great way to set expectations. Look, hey, this is what I'm looking for in a marriage. In a relationship, I'm looking to get married. I'm looking for this, this, and that. You know, and that may be the case. They might not agree with you in the beginning, but if they can at least say, I'm not really with it, but you know, we'll see, then I feel like you got some room for movement. But you can't change nobody. You can't change nobody. You can't change nobody.
Why was that so aggressive? Like,
can't change nobody.
Like, nobody said anything about it.
And LaCurtis said, relationships are hard. I don't think I'm made for them.
I mean, at least you're being honest, fam. Some people not.
Let them know up front. Look, I think you look real nice.
I'm just
you know, so I just want to be in your presence.
But stupid. But that's a good point. Being clear on what you expect up front. And sometimes that, honestly, I had to say, it depends on age and where you are in your life.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes you could just be straight up and be like, I plan on getting married. Like, what's up? Like, if you like 21 and you say that, then it's going to be like, what? Like, I'm sure.
What's up, Amber? How you doing?
It's like, I'm sure you are trying to get married, but I'm
21.
I'm like 21. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm savage right now.
I don't know what you want from
savage.
me. And it goes into like, don't be extra. Don't be like, okay, we together. I need you to be at my house every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Well,
and you need to help me do dishes.
Well, I'm thinking because for us, we hooked up at 20.
Yeah.
At 20. But we didn't necessarily set these expectations, but it was I guess because we were both on the same page where, like, I'm not just dating for fun. Eventually, I would like to get married.
Because we both see a future that, like, we wanted to be married at some point. So it wasn't so much of like, I need to scale back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to do.
It's like, okay, you want to get married one day? Me too.
Yeah, type situation.
I got you.
And but at this point, we're talking about people who don't kind of have those expectations. Like, they just don't know what they want. Mm-hmm. Well, they do know what they want. They don't know what their partner wants. So then they later find out, like, now they're having issues because they're like, well, why didn't you call me yesterday? Like, and they're like, I saw you 2 days ago.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
I was with the guys.
I was chilling. Like, I didn't want to talk to you.
You was on my mind.
I was thinking about you. And what's crazy is, right when you said that, I was about to call you. Like, dang.
You were too quick.
Like, dang.
You too quick.
You full of it.
Man. And then LaCurtis talking about, I ain't gonna do right. You honest, bro. I salute you.
At least you know, man. I mean, some people drag you through the mud and then at the end be like, you knew how I was? No, I didn't. You didn't.
Hey, how you doing? I just want to introduce myself. I'm a savage. I just want to if you up for that, hey.
If you want to hang out.
If you want to hang out, just, you know.
That is funny.
Also, well, let's jump to the next point and I'm going to read what else Bree said as well.
Well, I mean, for the most part, that's
it.
Point. All right, y'all. See y'all later. You know, no big deal. We ain't got to talk about it. But also talking about expectations. You're setting expectations for your partner. They also need to be the expectations you set for yourself. You can't expect somebody to always call you, to check on you. And, you know, if you sick, they call and they come over. And you don't do none of that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't expect all that stuff. So, like, for us, like, now that we're married, black love. It just went together.
No, it didn't. You added that purposely.
I'm sorry. It kind of.
So, Sandra.
It was like a little. It was like a little. It was like a little mumble.
Whatever.
Like, it didn't really.
Just keep it going.
Anyway, but now that we're married, it's like sometimes, you know, you have these expectations from your spouse. Like, are you going to do the dishes? Are you going to wash clothes? Are you going to stop at the store? Like, just little things. Like, you have these expectations and you're like, why you didn't do this? You know, when you were here, why you didn't do this or that? And, what's up, Hemi?
It's Jimmy.
It's Hemi.
Oh. What's up, Hemi?
Well, his name is Jimmy. Don't. Okay. Anyway. And you have these expectations, but then you have to look at yourself and be like, well, I was home. Did I not do that?
Yeah.
Like, if I was home, would I do that?
Yeah.
I passed up 3 stores. Did I stop? You know, you have to think about those things. If you're having these high expectations for other people, like, what are your expectations for yourself?
And then I feel like, to add to that, I think that just to dig a little bit deeper, I think it's important to figure out what you need in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go into relationships and they like they don't even know what they want. Like, they don't know what they need in a relationship. They don't know.
Yeah.
They can't fulfill someone else because themselves aren't even fulfilled.
Yeah. And that alone is
like the
traumatizing and like toxic. And like, this is another word for y'all, but nobody can make you happy. Other people can't make you happy. And that's hard to believe for some people because they're like, oh, well, this person makes me happy. I was like, well, they do things that make you happy, but they can't make you as a whole being happy.
Them things get old real quick.
Like, you can't. You have to find what makes you happy, find out what you want in a spouse or in another person, and then that's when you can go looking for a spouse. Well, if you're a woman, wait for them to come to you. You know,
She was looking for me.
I wasn't. Honestly, I wasn't. But
let's go to them Twitter DMs.
Okay.
Okay.
That does not prove that I was looking for you. You showed up.
Whatever.
Next.
Whatever.
But having those same expectations for yourself is always a good thing to get started with what you have expectations for them. If you feel like, if you make, say you have this crazy expectation, like, you need to put gas in my car every time I get home.
Yeah, you need to be the one to pay for everything.
Yeah.
How about that one?
Oh.
For the women, yeah. Well, I'm not going to even throw that
Y'all,
out
that's
there.
like,
We wouldn't be together if that was the case.
I'm not even gonna get on that topic.
We would not be together.
You know what? We're gonna get on that to like towards the end, like just to touch some souls and see if we can get on here to argue real quick, cause that's ridiculous. But anyway, so like the expectation, like you're expecting your man to pay for every meal, and you feel like that's not a big deal. So how about we reverse the roles? What if you had to pay for every meal? Now you're like, that's a lot. Like, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's $50 every time we eat. Yes, it's $50 every time you eat. Like, today we went out to eat. That was like $50.
It was $49.62, I think.
It was $50. I was like,
we ate good.
It was great.
It was delicious.
But what I'm saying, that expectation for me to be like, okay, you need to pay for every meal because society says that the man needs to pay for every meal.
Oh, that's what my parents did. All I'm saying is we would not be together if that was the case. Because when we first hooked up, I was broke. Broke. Baby, can you help me out? You want to go out to the movies? But I ain't got no. Oh, you want to split it? We can split it. You want dinner too?
Can we get chips and water?
I just ate at the house. God dog. I'm fasting.
Your stomach hurting.
I'm fasting. I'm sorry. We can go to the movie.
You're so silly. But yeah, like having expectations for your partner and then reverse those roles and those thoughts and be like, is this a lot? Like, if I was asked to do this, how would I feel? Like, would I do them? Because if not, then some of that stuff need to get canceled out for a second and you reevaluate what you want your role to be or how you want to be.
So I know this isn't in the notes, but how do you know when it's something that you need to kind of give on? Because if these are your expectations, you've been by yourself. I don't know the last time some people have been in a relationship, but you've been by yourself for the last 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So how do you know? that this is something, okay, I can give up on this in order to, be with this person?
I mean, honestly, that's just a matter of trial and error. Like, I hate to say it because I hate for you to like go through, just run through people like that in a matter of that. But it's trial and error. It's a lot of self. Like when you're by yourself, actually being by yourself and learning yourself and seeing if you're ready to put other people's needs. Because most people who are single, who are smart and single and choose to be that way, they understand that they have selfish tendencies. That I don't want to get up to go help you do nothing. I don't want to get up to do anything for you or any other person. So,
or they may say, I'm building my career right now.
Yeah, and once you get to the point where you feel like you can share that space like in your head or your mind or whatever, then sorry.
So Mr. Hemi, I'm not gonna call you that. Mr. Jimmy says that him and his wife still take turns for paying on their meals. Nothing wrong with that. Set the expectations of switching it up. It has worked for us for the last 22 years.
Look at that.
Amen.
Look at that.
Amen. That is, woo.
I mean, that's great to, like, that's honestly great to hear because not too many people actually would agree to that. Like, it's a cool thing to be like, yeah, like, that's what we gonna do, but then y'all get the bill and y'all.
Like, geez, so passing the receipt to each other.
Like, I mean, because, like as far as I know with my brother Lawrence and Lindsay, I think they do that too. I think they go back and forth with who pays for like the dinners and stuff. Obviously, sometimes it's just like, okay, whatever, I got it. Yeah. But for the most part, you're not looking for that person to just be like,
you got this, right?
Like we ain't gonna have no conversation about this. Like, I ain't got it. Like,
I saw on somebody's Twitter. The girl recorded him when he got the bill. He was like,
"Oh, Jesus!"
He had to take a whole breath.
No, what's that dude? Jesus! Now, when he was like, "It's hot," he was smoking with his friend.
Oh, call 911. Call 911.
Oh my gosh, but yeah,
I can't feel nothing.
But having those expectations and really just putting them on yourself for a second, just to make sure that they're okay. Yeah. And then for people who've been who've been single for a very long time, and then they decide they want to be in a relationship. First of all, why do you want to be in a relationship? Because if you're trying to be in it with the expectation of like this person's going to do this, 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 and this, and you're going to stay the way you are, then there's no point of even trying that. Yeah. Because usually if people are single for a long time and then they get ready to be in one, they usually have the more, okay, I know what I bring to the table, what are you bringing to the table type mindset. Hopefully. If not, then you about to do a lot of trial and error. Yeah. And you're going to be stuck in the mud somewhere.
Well, I always say, if you single and you think you perfect, you are in the best position to be in a relationship, because when you meet that person, they gonna shut all that stuff down. Before Logan and I got together, I thought I was the stuff. I thought I had it all together. She came in there.
Nah, not that. Not
all that.
Not that.
All that. Nuh-uh. I'm just, no. But I mean, in the end, it's a lot better now. I can definitely say that.
Hey, Josh.
And yeah, you have to be open for change. That is very, very important. You have to be open for change.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that literally brings us to our next point. Having expectations, but also being a little open for some change. Yeah. Still know your deal breakers. Still know what you just absolutely can't deal with. There's some people who are just like, I have to talk to you every day. Like, there's like, unless there's an emergency or something happens, but it can't be don't talk for 2 or 3 days and then you just pop back up like, hey babe,
that ain't no
like, what's up? And I'm like, no, like, that's just deal breakers. That's something that I would just absolutely not have to deal with. Yeah. But like little stuff of like, I need you to come over every day. Yeah. Like
being needy. Like, that's another thing. Being like, you would never like, I need you to call me. You was like, no, I expect you to call me. Because when it's needy, That's annoying. If you would have came at me like that, I would be like, look.
You still would have called me. Shut up.
No, I would have called you, but after a while, I would have been like, yo, I'm not gonna pick up the phone this time. I'm gonna go take a shower, go eat, and then pick up the phone. That's what I mean. You got to be open for change. You got to be open for change.
Why are you on Facebook Live lying? Just lying.
I ain't lying.
Yes, you is. You would have picked up the phone regardless. But yeah, being open for change, because when you get into a relationship, people, I say this all the time, those memes and, not even just this generation, just people in general have this aspect of like, I'm not gonna change, I'm gonna stay how I am, you're gonna have to deal with it, you're gonna have to fix yourself to like be with me. And I'm like, if you're going to be in a genuine relationship where both of you give and take, you're going to have to change.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, period. I mean, you can find somebody that is like the perfect match for you, but something's going to have to give. Like, trust me.
She done gave you that. Oh, really? I like my size, okay? You ain't gotta throw that at me, Bree, okay? Golly. It's called I put on a couple pounds of sexy.
Anyway,
all right, yeah,
that lasted too long.
Yeah, that did.
But also like know your deal breakers, because there's some stuff that you shouldn't have to change for people. But
like morals.
Well, yeah, but
morals.
I mean, that's like something way different than like expectations. Well, yeah. It's like you're like the normal gender roles that people have for people. So like when we get married, or like when we got married, like Trey would jokingly be like, "Oh, you gonna start cooking for me now? Like we married now?"
Man,
and I'm like, "No."
She didn't change one bit. My clothes still don't get washed.
Your clothes get washed.
No, okay, it is the truth. It's because you got too many clothes that you don't have to wash for a whole month. I gotta wash every week. She will be willing to wash my clothes, but it'll be on her terms.
No, stop playing. I wash your little funky clothes.
It's all right, so when this is over,
it's
a basket of clothes.
Are you gonna take it downstairs?
I'll take it downstairs.
It's been sitting there how long?
Hey, it don't matter.
How long it's been sitting there?
You can carry that.
No, I can't.
Yes,
that is
you
heavy.
can. You can carry that.
I think it turned off.
Okay, that's cool. We'll just keep it on. We gotta cut it back on.
Fine. I don't feel like doing that. But anyway, I wash his clothes. End of discussion.
Let's move forward. Let's keep it on.
No, I'm saying, but about the expectations of like the gender roles of like when they get married or do anything, is just like, oh, are you gonna start? You would jokingly be like, hey, are you gonna start cooking for me now that we married? I'm like, no. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I cooked for you before, but I'm not gonna just all of a sudden be in the kitchen every night, like stirring up some lasagna and spaghetti and stuff, just because like that's just the gender roles or expectations of what people supposed to do in a marriage. And I'm like, nah, fam. And I was like, and that's just a matter of like, that brings us to the last point of like hoping people will change when they get into a relationship.
Oh yeah.
Like that's dumb. Like why do it?
What up, Marcy?
Like don't expect people. Okay.
My bad.
Take the computer off. No big deal.
I was trying to do like, what up, Marcy? What up? What's up? How you doing, Marcy?
I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but dang, I feel like we've been missing a lot of comments. Have we been missing?
I've been looking at it.
Oh, it's different. Okay, hey Amber. But it's just those silly expectations. Like expectations depend on the relationship too. So just make sure you have good communication. What?
She said, I don't mind the cooking and cleaning, mainly cooking because I don't have time for Big Daddy.
My good pots.
To be effing up your
I
pots.
understand. And then it gets into like, you want somebody else to do it, but then they do it wrong, so then you have to do it all over anyway.
Perfect example.
I told you not to make me cook the rice.
Oh my gosh. Rice. Cooking rice. I told her everything, because she like the bag rice. Like the rice come in the bag, you just get boiling water, throw the bag in there, cook it for like, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it'll be done. But the only thing is you only get a certain amount of rice in there. So I was like, babe, how about you just cook some rice, throw it in the pot. I told her everything in detail. 4 cups of water.
You had attitude. You was like
2 cups
get 4 cups
of
of water
rice.
and get 2 cups of rice.
Boil the water first.
Too much.
And then put it. Tell me why she did absolutely nothing I told her to do. I was like, oh my expectation. I expected her to do because I was tired. I was
okay.
I was frustrated.
It's okay.
I was a little tired.
It wasn't a deal breaker, so we good.
It was almost a deal breaker.
It was
almost a deal
It wasn't a
breaker.
deal breaker, so we're good. You know, we're all right. We made it through. We prevailed.
Still thinking about that damn rice.
We prevailed. We're okay. Now he know not to make me cook rice.
Get a rice. Thank you, Bree. Thank you. A rice cooker.
You
That
act
way.
like,
That way.
You act like I'm not like I'm opposed to getting a rice
No,
cooker.
wait, no rice cooker. She needs to learn how to cook the way I told her to cook. Don't be.
Rice cooker.
Whose side are you on?
Rice cooker.
It's hot in here.
It's been hot.
God dang. All right,
What?
so for real, not. Hold on. FR? I don't know what FR is. I guess for real, not stick are expensive. I literally banned him from cooking rice. I don't know how to cook rice in the pot, only the rice cooker. That's what. And you stole it from your job. All right.
That's funny.
Yeah. I can't even say nothing. I can't defend you. I can't say nothing.
Yeah, basically set those expectations. You know, be realistic about what they are. You will know they're too crazy if you don't even want to do them.
Yeah.
So that's 2 things. Set expectations.
Mm-hmm.
2, reevaluate them and see if there's something that you are willing to do.
Put yourself in that place.
Mm-hmm. And then understand that sometimes you will have to change and you can't.
I know you a little bit.
Sometimes, and then 3, sometimes realize that you have to change and that you can't always, you can have these expectations, but also understand that there's a give and take. So if they have expectations and you do, try to meet them. If it gets too crazy for you, then just leave.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't have to stay. Except if you're married, talk it out, please. Figure
And
it
Bree McCoy. Why did that don't even sound right? McCoy. No, because I remember we used to like call you by your last name, but it's coming. Don't even worry about it. It's coming. Sometimes people don't want to make that change. That is exactly
You are
right.
absolutely right. And
That's
it's like
exactly right.
people change when they want to change.
Yeah. You cannot make them change.
You can't. And
Whatsoever.
that's literally the most annoying part. That's the most annoying part because it's like I'm just ask you to do this, so can you not do it?
So the most important thing, like keeping that in mind, you cannot change anybody. So the most important thing is patience whenever they have everything else in line. So I know
patience or training.
Patience in training. No, basically like you're waiting in patience.
Yeah.
Basically.
have patience for people because sometimes people really just honestly have to get out of that me stage where
exactly.
they're wanting to become a we, but they had literally 10 years of me and then a month of we. So you have to kind of give them a little bit of time. And obviously, you know your time limit. You know how much you're willing to give and wait for it. But I mean, honestly, I wouldn't jump the gun too much.
Because I'm trying to think of that. Because we had to do that. Like, kind of like you were expecting a change. You was expecting, either one of us was expecting a change or something like that. And it didn't happen immediately. But over time, it started to happen. I can't think of a certain...
Let me think.
Because I know the attitude thing, we had to work on that for a little while.
For you, it's just really the big lifestyle like differences that we had. Like we grew up differently. So y'all, me and Trey, we grew up pretty differently. Same rules and moral type situations, but I was more a little bit more exposed to like the world, and he just wasn't at all.
Hey,
so
family that prays together stay together. That's all I knew. And then whenever some situation happened, I was like,
yeah. So and for us, that was just like not even a culture shock, but just for lack of better words, I'm gonna say culture shock. So it's just like, oh wait, what? Like y'all get to watch that? Like y'all used to watch that when y'all was little? Like oh you didn't? So for a long time we had the back and forth of like you grew up wrong, no you grew up wrong, like that's not normal type situation. So that's something that we had to kind of be patient with each other with because you had 20 years of what you had and I had 20 years of what I had, so we had to find some type of a compromise because he absolutely hates when I cusses.
When you cusses?
Yeah, I said he absolutely hates when I curse. He hates when I curse. I almost did it just then.
Cause she be talking about she won't be cursing in front of our kids and stuff.
No, I did not say that.
You do. You said you were gonna be like,
no, I didn't. Well, if they need to sit down, that's different.
And I grew up. I never heard my parents cuss growing up. I never heard any of that stuff until later on. And then when she talking about, sit down, she be cussing like a sailor. I be like, my chest. My chest.
Your chest.
And then when we be arguing,
why are you yelling? We have a mic on.
And then sometimes I call it being. I'm gonna get to your question, Amber, but I call it being excited. Sometimes we will have discussions in public places, and she'll be getting excited and getting all hype and Trey, why did you
stop? Don't even do that. Don't even do that.
No, for real. But she be like,
nah.
Trey, why you doing that? Like loud.
No.
It be loud where other people can hear. It ain't.
No.
Now it ain't blatantly like loud, but
it don't be, Trey. The people who standing next to us obviously can hear us. Even though I was talking regular, they could hear us. You just paranoid and care too much about what people think.
I wasn't used to that.
I don't care.
I want to be like, all right, let's go to the car and talk about it because we don't need nobody else in our business. This
what you
woman,
you sort of call me a heifer? Yeah, you see how he do me?
This woman, on the other hand, will argue anywhere. We in the mall. She we walking, then she stopped Trey because I'm trying to tell you that this is what you need to do.
First of all,
and I'm just like,
stop talking about y'all. I'm not ghetto.
Not ghetto, but no, she
he over here rolling his neck and like smacking his lips and stuff. Get out of here. Anyway, what's Amber's question?
Potty mouth. She has a potty mouth as well. All right, so Amber asked, question. I know y'all might have said this already, but how is it being married different than just being a couple? You want to answer that?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for us.
I mean, to be clear, we've been together for so long that literally, we just had a ceremony that was lit.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Nothing has changed. Except we live together now. That's another thing. But honestly, there hasn't been any change because once again, we spent so much time together during our dating phase that honestly, there's nothing he could do that I'll be like, you do that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Because people have that thing where it's like, oh, well, when you move in, you find new stuff out about people. I was like, but
they said people scared me. They say the first year is gonna be the worst.
They would scare him to death about stuff.
And I'll be like, Lord. And then when we got together and it wasn't bad, I was like, wait, are we doing something wrong? Because I started to expect something.
But then again, we've only been married since October. But like I said before, we had 6 years together of arguments, of hashing stuff out, figuring each other out, and knowing that we weren't trying to wait till we got married to have certain conversations.
The important thing was basically that. So whenever we get mad, we knew how to discuss it with each other and not just hash out and just be fully upset.
We knew, and if you go back to actually, we haven't did a podcast on this. We need to do a podcast about what was that thing we learned in marriage counseling about arguments and how each other handles anger or something like that, where it was you are more of a I don't want to talk about it type person right now, give me time, and I'm more let's hash it out now.
Yeah.
But that's another topic that we honestly do need to discuss with y'all because that's what majority of people need to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe next podcast. But and just to bring this all back around to expectations, while we were dating, we had expectations of what we wanted our marriage to be like.
Yeah.
So now that we are married, we aren't just going off
whatever. We fulfilled that already.
Yeah. like we've actually talked about it and discussed it. So now that we are married, we're not just like
trying to put pieces together.
yeah,
all of a
like
sudden.
rushing and you
Yeah.
know things like that. So no, ain't nothing changed.
Yeah.
I'm about to say I just see you every day, but I saw you every
saw
day.
me pretty much every day.
I saw you every day anyway.
If it was on FaceTime or whatever.
So
Yeah.
ain't nothing changed, Amber.
But what was the last thing you was like, we're going to get into that about women? Oh, who expect.
Yeah, about like paying, like gender role expectations.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys, unless you marry like your sugar daddy or like you find you a sugar daddy, don't put those man-made old-timey expectations on your spouse. Oh my God, especially if you're a working lady who's worked all her life and I understand the whole I don't want to work no more, but don't get married expecting all that things to happen.
taken care of,
especially if it wasn't happening while y'all were dating.
Oh, yeah.
Like if that wasn't happening when y'all were dating, then don't all of a sudden think it's gonna happen just because y'all got married. Like that's just it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Period. Now if that's what y'all relationship was when y'all were dating, then I mean praise the Lord.
Or if that's something that y'all discussed that y'all want to work towards.
Well, then that
you
would
can do
happen
it.
eventually.
Yeah.
But setting those so fake roles of like, okay, you gonna take the trash out, you gonna cook for everybody all the time, you gonna do the shopping, you gonna do the cleaning. I was like, there's two people who live in that household with you. There's no need to set
Miss Tony.
those weird and random expectations. Like, it's so that's so played out. Like
Yeah.
it honestly is.
Like for them single women that be like, look, he gonna have to pay for everything. He gonna have to pay. Like the first date,
Well, yeah.
we'll give you some slack.
Yeah,
But like,
women don't take nothing less than that. Going out unless you asked him out. Then you probably should
yeah.
pay.
Well, what I'm saying is like dates from there. Don't just have in your mind he gonna pay. He gonna pay.
Well, yeah. Like I said, it just depends on the dynamic of that couple.
Yeah.
But just automatically having those expectations of like you're gonna pay for everything, you're paying for all the bills, you're doing all this, like. Unless he, obviously if he's volunteering to do those things because that's how he wants things to be ran, it's okay. But those
Don't be mad if he expect you to clean the house, clean his drawers.
Oh, well, yeah,
his
yeah.
socks.
Like, if that's what's
he paying
happening.
for everything,
Yeah,
don't be mad. Don't think you just gonna be shopping and that's all you're gonna be doing.
which is true. So like I said, all the dynamics are normal, but that's why you have to talk about these expectations before you even get to that point. If you're not talking about them, then you're already just about to run into a brick wall because if they have no idea that you're expecting me, like if I was expecting you to pay for everything, but I never said anything to you, we're gonna go to a restaurant one day, you're gonna be like,
You gonna be mad.
yo, I paid yesterday. Like we spent $100 yesterday.
The bill
You
come.
got 20. It'd be like $20. You'd be like, you got 20?
The bill come. I don't even look at it. I'm just on my phone.
I'm like, you ain't gonna, no, you ain't gonna pay for this? No? Oh, okay, cool. Now you all salty in the car like,
Yeah.
why you didn't pay for the dinner?
Your head this way at the window just. He ain't ish.
He ain't nothing.
He ain't nothing.
He ain't nothing.
This ain't my husband. This ain't my husband.
Who are you? Who did I marry?
But you ain't
stranger.
You ain't tell him nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what it is, like expectations. And honestly, talking about these things and then giving it time to fester and simmer would be great too, because you can have this conversation with somebody you just got to a relationship with about what you expect and what you want to happen, but then immediately, you can't expect them immediately to change because you're telling them to change like their whole mindset and everything that they're used to doing. Kind of give them some time. And you can determine how much time that is, but don't be shocked if after like a week they haven't just completely changed.
Yeah.
But, we are taking actions over words this year. Actions over words.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If they're not showing any type of action of wanting to change and being a little bit more open to what you need in that relationship, then you might want to.
It ain't nothing to cut that, y'all.
Can I say it?
No.
It ain't? Oh.
No. Any questions? Y'all have any questions for us or questions amongst yourselves? because we all here to help each other. You know, we giving
Yeah, yeah.
advice. We're the ones speaking it, but I mean, y'all are here too. We can learn some stuff from y'all. So real quick, any questions
Before we get up out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna give y'all like a few seconds to maybe ask. I got excuse me. I got to sneeze.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to burp again.
Dirty.
I'm not gonna do it on you.
But yeah, any questions that y'all have, concerns? Was that your burp?
No, I didn't burp.
Oh.
Stay out my mouth.
Actually, when this is over, hey, kids.
Wait, who?
She's asking us.
Oh
so
no,
we don't have
I know.
kids.
I'm just trying to. Eventually, at some point in our lives.
Down the line. Down the line. Now we already set in our mind, like we wanted to kind of build ourselves first, build our career, spend some time together as a married couple first, and then
Sound like you.
yeah,
Interview. That's
and
funny.
then we have kids. I'm expecting twins, so this is what I want.
Oh, God.
I want twins. I want a boy and a girl. I want to get it out the way.
All right, this is what we're gonna do.
boy and a girl,
we're gonna talk
and then-
about expectations with kids. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up. We're gonna talk about expectations. If we have twins or when we have kids, I expect you to change diapers, to feed the babies, to hold them when they cry at the same time if they both crying, to watch them while I go to sleep.
Hey, if that's what has to happen,
To put them in their strollers and in their car seats correctly.
all I'm saying is if that's what has to happen, then we got to find somebody that's gonna do that. Because I'm gonna be on the road.
I'm expecting you to do it.
That's
We gonna be backstage. The baby's gonna be.
now I'm saying this. I'm saying I really want kids, but when it comes down to it, we gonna see how them twins work out. But I believe I can hold it. She's been working at a daycare for the longest, so she has
That's why
a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
teach you
Yeah.
what to do.
yeah. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, new topic, cause
Hold on, what's she saying? So, do you feel that marriage counseling made a difference in relationship? Yes. Yes.
okay, we're gonna give you the real.
Yes.
Yes, it absolutely did. Twins don't do it. Yeah, we know. We're not doing it. Connection, we're not doing it. Thank you. Thank you for telling him we ain't doing it. But yes, marriage counseling did make a huge difference in our relationship. From this is gonna sound so like cocky and bad to some people, but for me, I felt like I was just taking a class that I already knew, like the information about. There was honestly for me, there was like one or two things that really helped about the like disagreement stage. Because we didn't necessarily have problems with our communication when we disagreed, but it was hard for us to understand each other because I was more of a let's talk about it now, and he was more of a give me time to process. Because
Yeah.
I'm a quick thinker. So like if you get into argument with me,
That's how she
I'm gonna
win
go.
most of-
I'm gonna go back and forth with you like off the top of the dome. Like
That's how
let's
she
go.
win most of her
And
arguments,
Trey is
too.
more like I need a day to think about it.
I come up with the hardest comeback a day later.
Yeah, and I'm
For
like,
sure.
you still on that? But no, it really did help. I recommend it for couples who are trying to get married or plan on being married.
Or even just go to counseling with the person you're dating if y'all have been in it for a good little
Yeah,
time.
like I said,
because
let's
you never
play.
know what you can learn
Yeah.
from it. You know, even
Yeah.
if y'all don't work out. You know?
Yeah, that is true. It helped tremendously. For us, thankfully for us, for me and Trey, it was like a refresher for us because we already. When I tell y'all, me and Trey talk about everything all the time because he comes up with the craziest questions. He's a very curious man, so he asks a lot of questions, and then we find ourselves getting into like deep conversations. So
Are your boogers ever green?
shut
I'm sorry.
up.
Sorry.
But anyway, yes.
And then I know Bree said that daycare ain't preparing you for nothing. I work at multiple daycares. She said she missed daycare. I know when it's your child is different because you can smack your child, but you can't smack theirs. But you don't want to smack your child because that's your precious baby. We already discussed whippings and stuff. Like we gon'
That's so random. Like, did she say something about whoopings?
No, I just thought of it.
You just went on a tangent.
Yeah, I just thought of it. Yeah,
we ain't gonna talk about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
it's fine.
And then she said, "Who did y'all go to for counseling?" We actually went. It was
What's the name of the church?
our brothers. Well, yeah, our brothers. Well, my stepbrother, her brother.
It's not your stepbrother.
God dog it. My brother-in-law and her brother's
weird.
old church, Second Baptist. They had like an event. It was like $50.
Yeah, it was like $50. I think I don't remember it.
It's a 2-day event.
It's 2 days. And you'll get a certificate, and it's like a discount off your marriage license. So I mean, it's pretty much free. Like you'll pay like $5 for your marriage license, but it was Second Baptist. It was Second Baptist. That's where we went. They have classes like at different times during the year. We went to one like in April.
It was May.
It was in May.
Yeah.
We went to the one like that was in May. So it was a really good class. It was really good. They had different speakers for different topics. You talked about everything.
They went into the sex,
like money,
love languages. We actually go check out the podcast on our YouTube channel.
I think it's the second one, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's the first or the second one.
Yeah, just go to YouTube and look up That Kind of Love, and it should pop up. You'll see a picture of me and Trey matching. We're so cute. But yeah, I think it's like our second episode, and that was one of the topics that they talked about there. So it was really, really good.
Word. She said, "Do you feel like, I guess, having a date night once a month is helpful to keep the spunk in the marriage?"
Yeah. We just implemented that into our marriage, because we hang out a lot and we do stuff, but we find ourselves kind of just chilling at the house a lot. So we kind of implemented that, trying to go out every honestly every 2 weeks, because we just have the money to do that. We ain't got to pay for nobody else to live. So, but yes, I think it is. I think you need to always find time to be with your spouse, where y'all get to just be together in a dating scene, like in a dating mindset too.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, it's like, when you say keep the spunk in the marriage, I kind of deal with that a little differently, only because I feel like a lot of the reason why spunk leaves is because there's nothing challenging you in the marriage. It's nothing like that you're working towards to get better in. And I'm always on self-improvement and trying to better myself for the marriage. So if there's not any, I feel like spunk is going to be there if you're constantly, how can I make my wife happy? How can I make my husband happy? What can I do to make him look at me like, okay, you're doing something different. You know, what can you do? And I try to do that as much as possible. Like I try to make sure I'm on my P's and Q's about it. That's just me personally. I feel like the spunk won't necessarily leave if I continue to do that. Now, going on dates, I think that's important. For me, it's just kind of like we going out.
Yeah, we're going somewhere.
Yeah, just going somewhere for me. But for the women, it might be a little bit
that's just
different.
Women. It just depends on who you are. For me, I do like having our date nights where we are just out dating.
Yeah.
As of now, is not making a huge difference because we're still like.
Yeah, we in early.
Yeah, we don't have any other like entities. Like we don't have kids that are like taking our focus from each other. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that date nights, especially when you do have kids, is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
I think it will make sure that y'all stay connected.
And Bree said, keep that same day night routine when y'all have kids. You don't want to lose yourself as a couple and trying to be parents. Yeah, that's true, because I've heard so many stories of parents like doing so much for their kids they forget about
the spouse.
The spouse.
I mean,
we're gonna have to get something together because, like.
I mean, but it's fine.
Forget them kids.
I mean, our kids gonna be cute, so a lot of people gonna want to watch them. So just
that's my mama. Oh my gosh,
drop them off at people's house.
My mama is constantly asking, "Y'all making grandbabies yet?"
No,
Lord.
No. But no, that is true. You have to, because when your kids leave, it's just gonna be you and your spouse. So you got to make sure that you keep that, that together.
And Amber says, like for us, we have 3 children under 5. God bless you. And we both work full time, and it's like we are mommy and daddy at all the time.
Yeah.
Man, and this is just me personally, man. This is why I have to be able to have my own business and like create my own schedule and make the money that I want to make, because whenever it's time. What's up, man? What's up, Corey? How you doing, my brother? But yeah, I had to shout out my man.
That's cool.
But because whenever that happens, whenever like I lost my train of thought. Yeah, whenever kids come into play and so on and so forth, I want to be like, look, y'all go with grandma, me and mom. We gonna go catch a flight real quick. Gonna go take a day out
and you know that is hard, you know, having such young kids and still trying to find time for mommy and daddy, you know, situations. But I mean, it's tough. Like, it's hard for us to kind of give advice on that or, you know, a statement, because we have no idea what that's about. We don't have kids. We don't have any of those type of responsibilities.
We ain't got pets. We ain't got nothing.
We ain't got none of that. We ain't got nobody to watch nothing. But, I mean, I guess the only thing I could say or think of is, I know it's hard to find babysitters, let alone finding somebody you trust to, like, watch your kids. And then, you know, hoping that they don't call you in the middle of the night, like, hey, come get me.
Your kid had 2 eyes when they came over, right? I'm just making sure.
You know, just working on trying to, you know, even if you have to plan something like a month ahead, you know, getting with grandparents and be like, look, please, on this day, they'll be like, you know that it's like in March. I'm like, I know.
I don't care.
But what I'm saying is on March 5th.
Take these damn kids.
5th. Please watch my kids. You know, like, you know, trying to do something like that. Just plan so far in advance that usually the people can't even say no.
Yeah.
And keep reminding them, like, hey, March 5th. March 5th.
Every single time you see him.
March 5th. So, I mean, but that's the only thing I can really say about that, because we have none of that responsibility.
Yeah. I believe, Bree said, I believe it's as hard as you make it. That is true. When you want to plan something, we plan everything in advance, babysitters included. So.
Yeah. But you gotta plan that stuff in advance.
What's up, Crystal? How you doing? That boy is getting big and strong. I can't wait to see him. My little baby cousin.
Talking about a baby.
Yeah. Well, that's my cousin.
You got to be clear to the people on the podcast. Okay, they don't know what you're talking about.
That's my baby cousin. He's a few months old. I think he's like 3 or 4 months old. He's about 3 or 4 months old. Crystal, got to see him. Got to see you. You know, the whole 9.
Yeah.
And we got to come see Chris as well.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, we are right now just taking questions from you guys. If y'all have any questions about us, for us, about our relationship, or just things that y'all have about y'all relationships or anything that y'all want to ask us, do it now before we get up off of this thing.
Because we've been on here for a minute.
We old, and we just want to lay down and watch a movie.
We taking time out of our day. We had a whole day.
You do it too much.
We taking time out of our day.
But but the initial topic was expectations in relationships. So if you have any questions about that too, about how to set expectations or how to counteract them, be like, hey, I'm not about that life. How do I get out of that?
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. And then some of the downfalls of not setting expectations. That's a whole bunch. You be 5 years down the line and you like...
Oh, and that, you guys, that's the worst. Having these internal expectations, like knowing you want to get married or knowing you want them to talk to you every day and saying nothing in the fear of like not being cool. And then you look up, it's 2 years and you're miserable because you're like, well, I can't be with somebody who loves me or who wants to talk to me.
Or not saying anything because you don't want to start an argument.
Yeah, that's the worst. You might as well get it out the way. Get it out the way. Just go for
it. Corey, my man, said, do you know each other's love language?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Tune into our podcast. Episode 2? I
think it was episode 1 or 2 on YouTube.
YouTube. Just
That
search,
Kind of Love.
Yeah, search That Kind of Love.
But hers is, just to shout it out, hers is quality time. That's like the number 1.
Yeah.
And then...
This is number 1. 2. Just do 2.
Okay. Quality time. I have to still think about it. Quality time and... doing stuff for you.
Yeah.
What is that called?
What is it called?
It's basically when she asks of me and I do it, that shows her that I love her.
Yeah. For him is gifts and touch. Dang, I hit the mic.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, but his is gifts and touch. And honestly, most of the time, you could be all of them, just on a different scale.
I'm all of them.
And he's all of them. But his favorite is like gifts. Like he loves gifts and affirmations. Actually, it's affirmations. Gifts and affirmations.
I want her to tell me that, like, Trey, you're
so
the best.
awesome.
You're so
did
awesome.
Great today.
Like, you've been working so hard. Let me cook. Let me wash your clothes. Let me fold your clothes. Let me iron your clothes.
No. Anyway, next.
Bree said, I send texts and DMs, so I have receipts. I can't deny. What? Can't deny me when receipts are being present. And I remind every week. Oh, she talking about for the kids. Mm-hmm. For babysitting.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. You have to, I'm telling you, keep reminding them, be like, hey, you remember March 5th. You said you was going to watch the kids. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to.
Just drive by with a big old sign.
Hey, remember. But yeah, like for sure. Keep, make sure you're planning that. Because you got to prepare people to watch your kids now. Mm-hmm. You can't just be dropping them off and you think, they going to okay with it. That's how you easily lose babysitters. It was like, don't be dropping your kid off at me.
Since my mama want to watch our kids so much, we going to come over and see it. And then, Mom, we got to go to the grocery store real quick. Why y'all grabbing all y'all stuff?
Lead baby. Lead baby.
We needed to return it.
Yeah, no. But that's pretty much it, y'all.
Yeah.
We about to get off. If y'all
have any questions,
just write on our page. Send us a message.
Yeah.
We'll be back on here next Sunday too.
Next Sunday.
If you got topics that you want us to talk about,
please
do me a favor and tell me what they are. That's the one less thing I have to do. No, but seriously, thank you for tuning in to That Kind of Love podcast number 6, Expectations in Relationships. Peace, love, happiness. Keep a smile on your face and stay positive. If you don't know your purpose in life, please find it, because your life will be so much better when you find it. Stay swaggy, y'all. Peace.